My lovely, lovely, wonderful people. A pleasant Sunday afternoon to you. You know that Jesus Christ is the best being. So you should surrender your whole heart, mind, and soul to Him now. All right. So beautiful people. You know, I always come with reading, whether it's the Weekend Star, the Gleaner, the Observer. I mean, there's so many interesting things that just catches the eye and I have to speak on it. And one in particular I'm seeing in the Weekend Star, it says, I have a big penis problem. So that won't catch me. Forgive me. I'm not perverted, but I'm a female. Please do understand. Let us read. It says, Dear Pastor, I'm 26 years old. And as long as I can remember, I have had this problem. I have a very large penis, you know, which most women tend to go after. And people began talking about it from I was a child. Nobody in my family has such a large penis. I remember hearing a doctor telling my mother that it is large, Goliath in the making, but I will have to learn to deal with it. In high school, the girls had different names to call me. Mercy God. So, how are they looking at him pants? So, in pants, I must have did well tight. I never had a girlfriend when I was in high school. When I started to work, I tried to date girls and everyone I asked for sex or tried to have sex with backed away. They told me that they can't manage me because my penis is too big. It's an interesting one, eh? How women always talk about big penis them want. Mighty goodness. I have tried to have sex with several young women, but they cry out when I try to insert. They behaved as if I was trying to rape them. Because of the size of my penis, I have to wear very loose pants. I also have to tie my penis, oh my goodness, on my leg because it is very large. Oh, what size? So that sounds like about 12 inches and up, and probably very thick. So not just not just the width. It's how you call it, diameter, width. Why math I mean a great, you know, or whatever. I don't want to go through life with this problem, and that is why I'm writing to you. I want to know if there is anything that can be done so that I can have a normal penis. I will be looking for my letter and your answer in the star. And I read part of what the pastor had said. You know, he said that he suspects that he wants to do a surgery, like how some men do a surgery to enlarge their penis. He would want to probably think of the reduction of his, but I think the pastor was swaying him away from it, which I agree with the pastor. You know, if that fellow should ever come across my post, these would be the advice that I personally would give to him. These would be the advice that I would personally give to him. I'm happy that your penis is large. I'm very, very grateful that your penis is very big. I'm glad that it is too big. It is important, it is imperative that it is too big. God deliberately made your penis very big. You know why? One of the main reasons that I am thinking of, you may think it is lame, you may think it is a very silly one. It will cause you to not be promiscuous. It will cause you to settle down. When I was reading parts of what the pastor had advised him, he said, it is so ironic. There was a man that he was counseling who had a similar issue, and there was a lady who could manage that penis that he had. You understand? There was a lady who can manage it. Let me tell you, every who had in thicker bush. Everyone, your penis could be 20 inches long and 17 inches wide. It doesn't matter. There is one woman that her vagina can take the insertion of that penis, and she will not. The only agony is a pleasurable sound that she will be making. In fact, she will say, insert it further, so that it can touch her nostrils and go all the way up past her esophagus, all the way past her retina, passing the eyebrow right to the top of her head. It may help to help the hair grow even longer. I am happy that your penis is big. Thank God for your big penis. Don't even think about a surgery. This is a sign, one, for you to not be promiscuous. Two, you can't just take any and everyone. It means that therefore when you find that person, more than likely that person is for you. I'm saying more than likely. I could be wrong. You know what I mean? Because there are quite a few women who can manage that size. It doesn't matter how big it is. There are women out there that, their area is quite deep. It is not an abyss. It is not an endless pit, but it can manage it. So it will keep you from being promiscuous. Thank you, Jesus. That is one of the main things that I got from this. So give God thanks for your big penis. When you go home, praise. Probably you should take it out, put it in your hand and say, God, thank you for this penis. Thank you for this size. Let me find the right woman. Let me marry and settle down with her so that she can enjoy this big penis. You're going to find love one day. You're young, fairly young, same way, 26 years of age. You have a little time. I know it's nice you want to, date. Just go and take your time. What you can do is that as you date, try and start dating. Try and come out of be comfortable sometimes in being uncomfortable. What you have to do is get used to the rejection when you go and you date and you get to know. What you may have to do, because your situation is unusual based on how you're talking. I would love to see how that thing looks, because you're saying it's very big. What you may consider big, maybe ordinary for the woman who can manage it, because you make me wonder what it looks like now. You know what I mean? So you have the conversation. That is after some dates. Well, when you kind of get to know where you feel a little bit comfortable, you're going to have the conversation. Might as well you do, and say to them, look here, this is my situation. And when that time comes, when I become intimate with you, if I do, I would hope that you can manage it. You know what I mean? So you will so you will narrow down. So just go and date. And it is good that some of them are reject you. Thank you, Jesus. You might be rejecting AIDS. You might be rejecting gonorrhea. You might be rejecting syphilis. You might be rejecting herpes, crab louse, diarrhea. I'm just saying. Diarrhea one is just a joke. You know what I mean? You believe me, my friend. You'd be surprised at the alarming rate of how HIV/AIDS is high, and among people even in your age bracket, your age bracket, and I guess older as well. So thank God for your big penis. I am grateful to God. God, I thank you that this fella has a very large penis. It will keep him from being promiscuous, because when you start to approach and you tell the lady, say, look here, when you're about to do it, and when she sees, she say, no, me can't manage this. Thank you, Jesus. It will keep you from being promiscuous. Thank God. It will keep you. You're more than likely, you might just become monogamous and stick with the one woman. Sometimes God has to put a little hindrance and obstacle to keep some of us pure and holy, sacred and sanctified. I have to put it that way. So, my brother, I am happy that your penis big. Thank you, Jesus. Me not tell a lie, but I love to say what size it is. Not in a perverted way, because I'm curious to say it. I'm curious in the sense that what's so make women literally around, because, and the reason why I'm saying this is that women, a lot of men with small penises have been complaining over the years. So when you complain about your big penis, it is very, very odd. It is very strange, because women generally, even just to look at a big penis excites them. You understand? It's not just men excited by looking at a woman's vagina, The women get excited. It's just that your trigger is stronger by your sight. Our trigger is stronger by what we hear, what you say to us, how you make us feel. God he knows what he's doing, because he made you guys a hunter. So your seeing sense had to be the strongest. Although overall, our seeing sense is the strongest, between the two genders. You know what I mean? And I'm talking about, if I tell you something but you see something else, you're going to believe what you see. That's what I mean in that sense. All right? So fellow, thank God for your big penis. Don't even think of doing any surgery, as a man says. Guys, you know what to do with TikTok and YouTube. Subscribe. Give me one of those lines and follow me on Instagram.